All right, thin air, don't care. I'm in Longmont, Colorado. All right, so in the Mile High City, really want to find out what's the best chocolate milk in Colorado. Not necessarily what's the best one you can buy within state borders, but what's the best one that comes from Colorado. Of course, you can get Cocoa Metro here, there's Organic Valley, there's Kelowna, Promised Land. There's some good stuff here for sure, but in terms of being a product of Colorado, let's have a look. It's really between 3, even though you'll see 6 here. So these over here are reduced fat. They're all 2% chocolate milks. And over here we've got whole chocolate milk. There is low fat as well. King Soopers, which is a Denver-based supermarket. Hey, Denver, Colorado, King Soopers. They got Kroger products. It's Kroger affiliated. They do still have their own version of chocolate milk, but it's packaged exactly like the Kroger brand. I'll put them up side by side so you can see that. The lactose-free, the low fat, and the whole chocolate milk. All exactly like Kroger, probably the same ingredients and whatnot as well, we'll see. But I did pick them up and we're gonna try them later today. And you know, whole chocolate milk's definitely gonna be better than most 1%. And it is that, but it's awfully sweet. I'd say it's overly sweet, underly chocolatey, and the cream doesn't necessarily disperse as well as it could. Still above average, because average chocolate milk is 1%. But for whole chocolate milk, a little too high on sugar and too low on chocolate for me. So let's start with the 2%. You got some interesting ones. You'll see Farmers All Natural. Now, I've also had Farmers in El Paso, Texas. It is distributed by RFD out of Denver, which also distributes Royal Crest, which you see here at Royal Crest. Now, these two products are exactly the same from a standpoint of nutritional information and contents. So I've tried them side by side, and honestly, I can't tell a difference between them, and they're good. For 2%, it's good. Got a very strong focus on chocolate. It starts and ends with chocolate. Not quite, but almost to an earthy extent. You can almost, if you convince yourself, you could get a touch of earthiness in there. Not necessarily a bad thing. And this Longmont Dairy chocolate milk, and I believe it's only, the chocolate milk's only for sale in one retail outlet, which is, all right, thin air, don't care. I'm in Longmont, Colorado at Your Butcher Frank. Now, according to Longmont Dairy, this is the only place that sells Longmont Dairy chocolate milk. Otherwise, it's a delivery service, so you'd have to get it delivered at home, or I'd have to steal it off of someone's doorstep or knock over a delivery truck, which I have considered. Actually, Longmont Dairy is right across the parking lot. I didn't notice that. We're gonna stop in there real quick as well. It's 2% chocolate milk. I got 2. There's no deposit on these glass bottles, which is interesting. It was $6.63 total for 2 bottles. Really nice place inside there. It's a meat shop primarily. They do have a little bit of a dairy cooler with lots of Longmont Dairy glass bottle chocolate milk. Might crack it open there in the Longmont Dairy parking lot so I can speak intelligently about it inside. Otherwise, yeah, it's back down to Denver, hit up some stores and see what else we can pick up. Just outside the parking lot's full for Longmont Dairy here, so I'm parked on the street. And how is this stuff? Yeah, it's real nice. Very smooth going down, and it finishes pretty clean. So I like that. I mean, before you know it, you're almost done with the cup and on to my next one already. So yeah, and this it looks great coming out of the bottle. It's beautiful. It definitely outperforms its cream content. This tastes creamier than a 2%, or what you'd expect from a 2%. And the cocoa flavor is a little subtle at first, and then it sort of, I don't want to say deteriorates, it morphs into more of a malty flavor towards the latter half of the sip. So for whole chocolate milk, it's really aside from the King Soopers, which is serviceable, it's a one-horse race. Morning Fresh Dairy Farm, both in glass and in plastic. I also did find the glass in El Paso. I've tried these again side by side, the glass and the plastic. Sometimes there's a difference, and of course it could be a different batch or whatnot, but I can't discern a difference between the glass or the plastic. They're both delicious. Warmly creamy, and it distributes the cocoa flavor well. It starts subtly, but sort of the more down to the glass you get, the more strength of cocoa you seem to be getting. Whether you warm to the flavor or whatever it is, by the time you're done with this, you're like, wow, that was really good. And the chocolatey seems to have more of a cumulative effect. For the best chocolate milk in Colorado, from what I can find, it's this Morning Fresh Dairy for sure. But keep in mind that they do have a very competent set of reduced fat chocolate milks too that you should check out, and they will not lower the rent inside your fridge or embarrass you at a dinner party or anything like that if you come showing up with that. So